Hey there, guys. So today I'm going to be showing you and streaming me making burgers from scratch here. So um, I'm not going to be focusing on toppings. It's mainly about the um, the burger patty itself and then cooking it. So I am going to eat it, but just again, it's mainly about that. So again, I'm going to be giving you sort of like a little bit of a recipe I kind of came up with on my own, free of charge today. So it's gonna be homemade here. We're gonna start with a um, about a like just whatever however much meat you want to make for your patties. I'm using a pound here, and you don't want your meat to be too lean. So what I'm going actually with an 80% and 20%. And so, um, that's still going to be enough. That's going to be there's still going to be a decent amount of fat in there for the juice, so that way it's not, it's not just all meat. It's not going to dry up on you. So we're going to start with this. That's how we're going to start the assay here. Um, okay. So salt. Not so much right away because you're going to put salt. I'm going to be using my steak seasoning that I like so much. Really, it's just mainly about the black pepper. So it's substitute for this. You could use black pepper. I'm not gonna go too crazy on that either. Dijon. Worcestershire. Okay, and then if you have any, I would recommend, if you want anything in this, I would recommend jalapenos. Some people like onions. I'm not a huge onion person, but if you want something in it, I guess you could do onion if you like onion. I personally like jalapenos when I do anything. Peppers. Just because I like it. So you're really gonna need this until it's formed like a pate. better texture. Yeah, that's a better texture. And remember, like, I'm using Grey Poupon, but whatever mustard that you use, just try to remember the consistencies of certain mustards or for like dipping sauce and stuff like that versus cooking with. Yeah, this would hold together a lot better with jalapenos. I do not have diced jalapenos or anything, but if you do, that's my recommendation. But it's actually holding together pretty nicely. I do a smell test. Alright, more of my seasoning. That will also help to hold it together, but it's more about just the fact that I'm noticing there's not a lot of seasoning going through it. So we'll just mix that in there. Alright, so I think the portions are right now. I add as I go because if you start, so your meat's never going to be exactly the same. You know what I mean? Like it's always going to be like slightly this or that. So like you need to just sort of start with your portions a certain way and kind of add as you go, because again, you're unless you're weighing it and doing the math, you know, and some people do, that's fine, but it's not what I'm doing. So, again, I do think I need a little bit more. I know it sounds crazy, but. Yes, there's that sticky. Yes. Okay. You see how, I don't know if you guys can hear that. It sort of has like a sticky sound to it too. That's what you want it to be like a pate where it like holds together on its own. Stick it together. Good. Okay. We're gonna make our balls. Yep, now we're gonna make our balls. Well, we're gonna make our big ball first. there it be. Now normally, what you'd want to do is you'd actually kind of want to chill it like that, so it forms nice little firm patties. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna cook it. 'Cause it will help to firm it up all together, basically. Yeah. It's pretty sticky. Okay. So there's our initial. Now. So we're gonna get a bit in the hand here. It is pretty sticky. And those will start to form balls. Probably like this. But you kind of want to, I don't know, there's sort of like a process where like you kind of figure out how to fold the creases while doing it, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's sort of like as you sort of shimmy it in your hands, you're kind of folding the creases with the leftover. You see how I'm kind of like pulling on it, tugging on it? That's what I'm sort of doing with my hands. And you get balls like that. Okay. So there's one. That's about right. A little bit more. And the idea is you can keep that, but like I'm making two right now. Okay. Wash my hands here. As we're covered in various bits of meat and salt. It's not very big, are they? Now I'm looking at the size buns I have. I need to make them bigger. So these are my buns here. Let me show you my buns. These are my buns. They're extremely good. No, man. I think I actually might use them. I know how big they look, but yeah, I'm thinking. Let me mash one up. Yeah, make it a little bit bigger. So yeah, this will be just enough. Folding them creases. I'm really not like the best at this. Just so you know. You're watching me for technique, or watching the wrong person. Don't watch me for the technique. Watch. Like this will be good. Guarantee you that. Certain stuff. There we go. We're just making these a little bit bigger because I discovered I don't think they're big enough. So they're going to be massive. Use the heat accordingly. A little bit there, I don't know. I'm trying to add it to something weird. Yeah, I think these are about thirds. These are about third-pound burgers, is what we're making. Which makes sense. Which, by the way, is larger than quarter-pounders, by the way. A third is larger than a quarter. Just to let you know. Fractions are the other way around. Because you get it, like, it's a piece of a whole. It's one of three. That's how a fraction works. So think about it as a pie. A third is bigger than a quarter because a quarter will be 4 pieces of the pie. So there'd be more of them and it would be divided more. Yeah. I can add it to this other one. So yeah, these will be third pounders. Okay. Should have done that from the start. Clean off my hands here. These handling all neat. I'm still going to season the inside here. Just a little, not like I'm not going crazy. It's not a steak. Yeah, I mean, like, keep that in mind. You don't want to over salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't go crazy. By the way. Three massive cold burgers on there. A cookie. Thanks for stopping in, man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We already made the pate. I gave you guys the recipe so you can make them too. It's not. It didn't get away from me because I caught it in time. But just remember, that's what you have to do. Like if you notice the butter's starting to burn, you're fine. Just don't let it get to that point. Like with beef and stuff, it's not that big, that much. You know what I mean? Like if you're cooking like French toast or pancakes, all right, now you're gonna wipe the pan. But it's not like. Plus, it's not really that. So anyway, here we go. Don't be afraid to really smash them down if they're nice and thick. You did the pate right. See how they hold together? Yeah. You salt again. A little bit. Again, not crazy. Really just a little bit. I know it probably seemed like a lot, but not very much comes out of that stupid thing. I'm going to put up the heat a little bit and I'm going to keep an eye on it. So yeah, there we go. There's the start. And now, remember, when we're cooking these, for my stove, I have this right now between the, so for me it goes by twos, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, and then high. So it's at a 3 right now, it's between the 2 and 4. And so what you want to remember is that I'm actually going to cook it at relatively the same heat as when I slow cook one of those thick steaks that I make. You know how I just cook it really slow? And then even as you see me, like, you guys are probably like, you know, that's crazy, like, you use such low heat, you know, it's barely sizzling when it hits the pan, stuff like that. Part of the reason why that steak retains its juiciness, and it's so good for 10, 15, 20 minutes as I'm eating it, is because I do that, because I take the time to not cook off all that juice, because I let the heat get away from it. And that's what I mean by that. So again, we want to, with nice low heat, take our time, and we'll have a nice juicy, thick burger at the end. Some grapes. It's a nice palate cleanser too, by the way. again, the pate was 80-20 ground beef. We got a pound of that. We got our normal steak seasoning that I use. Not crazy on that, just light on that pretty much. It's mainly for the black pepper that's in it. Dijon mustard. Ended up being about, I think about probably about up to there, the container. Worcestershire sauce. Salt. Salt. Now, for those of you who like your greasy burgers, that's what you're gonna get with the 80-20. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get that nice greasy, like, fast food feel. It's gonna be good though. So yeah, it's gonna be, and well, actually a lot of that's because I use butter instead of yeah, I mean like butter instead of like olive oil, like one versus the other. I mean like, yeah, I don't want to be using a ton of olive oil and I don't want to be using a ton of butter, but I like that stuff, so like I don't mind. But yeah, like obviously like all this grease here, some people don't like it. It's okay with me. I don't mind it. Flip there. The heat back up at 3 again, and then drop it back down again, just like we did before. Same process, repeat the process. I highly recommend you have some sort of transfer tray. You know what I mean by that? So like, whether it be wax paper or just a tray in general. Something that you put these burgers on before putting them on your bun. Because you need something to soak up that grease. Don't ever take a grease. I submit to you right now, you think that burger joints don't have some sort of way or technique soaking up that grease? Yes, they do. They're supposed to. So, you do not ever just put it straight on the bun. It will be stupid size. All right. You can use a sharp if you want. I just this is what they have. So yeah, we're going with a mild cheddar this time. So now I turn that heat way down, pop the lid, and that'll ensure that the center is, the heat's at 2. Remember 2 is, low is low is like 0, so, but it's at 2 and it's got the lid on right now, and right now it's cooking,
just getting that cook on there, just essentially that center getting cooked, so that way, because if the lid's not on there, you ain't doing it. It ain't happening. You'd have to really, really, really fry it, press down on it, flip it, press down, like it's there's you don't want, it's not a way to, you're gonna ruin it. You cook the burger in a pan. You just have to know how to do it. Is it normally preferable? No, because then all that grease in the pan, stuff like that. But just make sure you dispose of it properly. That's all. These are the ones. What a nice palate cleanser. Turn the heat back up. I gotta finish them quick now, so they don't shrivel up. Alright. Yeah, because you do have a window before they start to get a little too, yeah, I mean a little too shriveled. They're gonna, you let them shrink, but they're gonna. What you doing? What you mean? Okay. So that. Are we done? Yeah, I think we're done. So again, I'm gonna drain the grease. I'm gonna soak it up a bit. The bun doesn't get it. And notice how even though it's thick, tender, it's held together. I just drop it and it held together. That's a good pate. That's what you want. That is fun. So again, dispose of it properly. It does not go down the drain. It goes in the trash. Does not go in the trash, obviously, when it's hot. You need to do something with it. What you choose to do is your business, but it goes in the trash. It does not go down your drain. It does not go outside. It goes in the trash. know, some people pour it into a can, just throw a can away. I try not to waste a can. I try to use like just like some paper towels. Like you just gotta, you know what I mean? Like you can't put it in the pan. You can't pour it directly in the trash. Everybody's gonna have their own method, but just don't. Again, it doesn't go down your drain. You're polluting. Basically, you're polluting your water. If you do that. That's basically what you're doing. Polluting your own water. Basically. Because grease can't. It's, you know, it's separated. It's the point. You can't. And that's why, like, no matter what you do, you try to wash it off. Hot water is like the only thing. And then, you know, in that case, that's the heat that's doing it. The water is just moving it. All right. So I need my patties and my buns. I forgot to melt the cheese in the pan. Normally you just put the lid on, melt the cheese in the pan. I'm just going to melt it the old-fashioned way. Well, if they're hot enough. If not, I'm going to put it in the microwave. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Cheese, by the way, if you do that, don't put it. Cheese melts in like 5 seconds. Don't like. Your patty's gonna dry up. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna melt the cheese for a moment. not like gonna toast the buns either. You can toast the buns in the pan too.
I'm not going to toast them. We're just doing this simply. Again, lettuce and tomato is recommended. I recommend lettuce and tomato. Put your lettuce on the bottom though, and the tomato on top. Do it the right way. Lettuce on the bottom, tomato on top. Do it the right way. None of this piling shit on the top there. Go out symbol, Sam. Give me a second. Ketchup from my fridge. Suddenly everybody's hungry. Oh man. Sorry, I just need a drink liquid. Okay. Let me put some of this away. And then I will try it. I mean, I know it's gonna be good. This ain't my first rodeo. But, alright, here we go. Which one looks better? This one looks thicker. Look at that. Look at that. Mmm. Mmm. That's so good. Oh my god. Mmm. 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 It's a good recipe. I highly recommend you try it. Wow. That is actually exceptional. You have to understand, like, it tastes like it already has sauce on it, even though it doesn't, because, again, you know, what we put in the pate and everything. But that's, you know, that's the point, is that that zesty seasoning comes out from the Dijon. You really taste that. Mmm. Wow, that is good.
actually surprised myself with, which I do from time to time with food. But this is exceptional. Like, I'll be honest with you, even just looking at how I did the pate there, at how dense it is, and how it's holding together like that, it actually is a really impressive patty. You know, like there's nothing, you know what I mean? Like it's not coming apart. See how it's like, I have to like really rip it apart. That's solid, man. And look, can you tell? It's still juicy, look. Can you see it? It's so juicy. Look. Like ground beef, like beef in general, like this is only gonna look so juicy if you properly drain the grease. It's not dripping in grease. So yeah, the bun's not soggy and everything. Like it might be matted down from me like grabbing it and thumbing it myself, but it's not like soggy, you know? Which, by the way, is the exact reason why if you ever get a sandwich in the fast food industry and there's ketchup all over it, a lot of the time it's because when they wrapped it really quickly, they took their thumbs and they pressed it into the... So, because when they wrap, this is how they do it. They have a thing down right like this, and they assemble the sandwich upside down like this, and then they go like this. And so literally every time they do this, they're just pressing their thumbs if they don't actively know that's what's causing it, and then they slide it up for the next person. But they're just so quick about it, they don't think, they're just pressing their thumbs into it, and then the ketchup just... See how I didn't, and there's very minimal. See what I mean? I'm just cleaning up a little bit like here. It's really good. This is such a thick burger, it's gonna be hard to eat the other one, but I'm gonna try. It's so good, I'm gonna try. It's so good, I'm gonna try. Made one for my mom too. Oh man. Alright, that spent. That's stuff for some of the best beer out there. By the way, you guys know the difference between birch beer and root beer, right? It's literally just that it's birch beer is made primarily from birch trees. I mean, it's still root beer. It's still root beer. It's just that those are primarily made for birch trees. That's why it's like a slight difference. So this should be like on a menu or something. So good. I gave it to you guys. You guys have the recipe now. You can make it yourself. There you go. Thanks for 1,000. Whew. That is so good. It's my recipe, by the way. I didn't take it from it. I just put it together today. Literally threw it together. It's so good. What the heck, man? How is it so good? She finished all hers too. Like just completely. That's impressive. So yeah. Wow, who cares? And again, please drain your grease. Don't put a greasy burger on me. I'll do that. Somebody somewhere like gets injured when you do that. Like something terrible happens when you somewhere when you put a greasy burger on top. You're not just doing that. Like the earth, Mother Earth feels it. It's like just something you should never do. But it's the sort of thing where you know, somebody could think it's on purpose, like it feels insulting. Because it's like sort of common sense, you know. You're just adding so many calories to something, like just so much fat to it, basically. Grease everywhere. And then you have to eat it. Get it all over you. And it's not good for you. Ugh. I'm still putting stuff away. So did you guys want the... Here. You guys want this again? This stuff. These are ingredients. That's it. I would actually recommend a sharp cheddar, but like I said, I just didn't have it. And like I said, if you're looking for a vegetable, I would recommend jalapenos, like in the pate itself. And put some jalapenos, like dice them up. Don't put whole freaking jalapeno, like dice those things up, man. Don't go too crazy on it, or it'll start to lose its tastiness. Because that was a good pate to begin with. Like that's a good one. Now people think you need breadcrumbs to make a pate. You do not. That's a myth. It holds together just fine. Yeah. Just match. Remember, it's all about your portions for the amount of meat you have. Remember, we talked about that at the beginning when we went through the process. There really wasn't too many people in the beginning, so that's why I was just kind of running through it again. But yeah. We did make it from scratch. Really, really from scratch. Not like, bought the patty. No. We got the ground beef. We got all the stuff. We put it together. We made the pate. So, there you go, guys. Free recipe. Straight from Seafood to you. These are Pepperidge Farm. These are the rustic potato. I like these a lot. Wow. That, like, I am like full already. That was a thick burger, man. Oh man. I'm gonna try. They really are really thick burgers. It's a pound of meat. I mean, they're third pound burgers. Remember, third pound bigger than a quarter pounder. Ooh. I'm gonna put my ketchup upstairs really quick before it loses its consistency, so not too long. That really bothers me when ketchup sits out. You ever have, like, go to a restaurant
and then like you ask them for ketchup, and then they're like, well, it's on the table, and you're like, oh, oh, so okay. And then you're kind of rationalizing in your head. I wonder how many sauces and stuff they do this with in the back, where they just think that leaving it out is just okay. Like, I know some people just leave their ketchup out all the time and stuff. Okay. I mean, also a great way to fester bacteria and stuff like that, but like, you think about it, like, it's not the ketchup itself, it's when it sits at room temperature, and then whatever film sits on top of there that just festers at room temperature in this translucent container. Anyway, I'm gonna stop with ridiculous science. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do it, but it's gonna take me a little bit probably. Actually, Yeah, actually, I gotta get going. Sorry. So, I do appreciate you guys watching. And thank you for your support. And enjoy. Enjoy the recipe.